and I'm talking to people, but nobody's here. So let's just say, hey guys, how's it going? It's DA. I just want to talk. It's Friday. I got so much to say. First and foremost, my brother DP has abandoned me yet again. He says that I keep snitching on him by telling everybody about him not being here. I'm ready to fire the guy. It's to the point where, first of all, I don't even have to pay him. But the fact that you are my sidekick, I feel like you should be here, and you're not. So I'm upset. But there is somebody that I have in the building. And first and foremost, let me publicly apologize to the lovely Miss Mallory Nicole, stage name, because we tried to get this thing settled a couple weeks back. I was all over the place, jumping from airplane to airplane. It was crazy. I apologize. By the time I got here, it was storming. She had a bunch of things going on, and so she was unable to shoot with us. But she's here today. Yeah, we got her in the building. We have the incomparable Miss Mallory Nicole, pole dancer, instructor, dancer. Man, you wear a lot of different hats. How are you?
I do. I'm great. And apology accepted.
Man,
Yes, I'm here.
although I apologize like 20 times to you
Yes,
already via
you
text.
did, you did, so.
Definitely wanted to do that out in public because everybody was like, hey, is she coming on? Is she coming on? I'm like, yeah, she's coming on. And then when DP and I went on like a couple weeks ago, they was like, well, hey, where's Mallory? I'm like, I'm getting texts like, hey, man, do you even know her? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all texting me like, well, where's Mallory at? You know what I'm saying? And you don't even know her personally. So, yeah, no, and we actually just got to laugh out the situation because the last, 2-3 weeks ago, it was storming. Mm-hmm. And then we pull up and then the lightning strikes again. So it's crazy. How are you? Tell everybody about yourself, who you are, and what you got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Mallory Neace. My stage name is Mallory Nicole. But, most people call me Mallory. I'm pretty awesome, actually.
Yes,
right
you are.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here to share about what I do, how I got here, and some of, the situations in the pole world. My goal is, one of my many goals with being here is to start to kind of bridge this gap between strippers and the pole fitness community.
Okay.
Because there's a difference, and each side of the coin will point it out to you.
Wait a minute. Because, like, when you say there's a difference between stripping, let me take these off again because I thought I was ready. I'm not ready. So you say there's a difference between stripping and pole dancing, but how do you bridge the gap there? Because as a man, of course, as I am, you've heard all the stories about strip clubs. I don't partake. You know what I'm saying? For all of those of you out there, do you know about the strip club? No, I don't. My wife don't allow that type of thing. We going to the strip club later, fellas, just to let y'all know. What is the difference between pole dancing and stripping?
I don't know that there is a difference necessarily in the actual physical act of what's going on. Meaning
okay.
The dancing around the pole, the tricks, the things like that. But when you are talking about it in the sense of pole fitness, you get a lot of these pole fitness community people, because it is a majority women, but there are men involved as well. They don't have a background a lot of times in sports, dancing, gymnastics, or anything like that. So they're coming into this solely with the idea of like getting a fun, exciting workout.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people in that camp fail to realize is they wouldn't have that outlet in its form if it weren't for strippers.
Okay.
So I think to really get an idea of how it all kind of shakes down is to really go back to where pole dancing originated. And so some people like to say that pole dancing originated in like Chinese pole sport hundreds of years ago, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Malakab. I practiced today. It's a centuries old Indian pole aerobics, acrobatic type of thing.
Okay.
But in the late 1800s, early 1900s, in America, there was traveling sideshows and carnivals and circuses and things like that.
Yeah.
And these groups would bring over, a lot of times, enslaved women, and they would, from Egypt, they would do belly dancing.
Okay.
And then that sort of started to progressing to women standing outside of these carnival or these circus tents and gyrating on the poles outside to try to attract.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
You
they
know
were
your
trying
history.
to attract the customers into the show.
Yeah.
And it worked. And so then it developed further into including like burlesque style dancing.
Okay.
With the pole dancing. And then really in the 80s, it kind of became what we know as like the strip clubs today.
Right.
And those women really paved the way for all of the strippers and now the pole fitness community.
Yeah.
And pole fitness itself really didn't start to gain popularity until like the early 2000s.
Okay.
And really even more so recently. I really think that a lot of it had to do with COVID.
Right.
And being shut down.
Okay.
So people started like what am I going to do at home all the time?
Man.
Well, let's get a pole. Let's try this out. I mean, a lot of people always, as a woman, wonder what it's like to be on a pole.
I mean, I'm upset that my wife didn't take up pole dancing during COVID.
Oh, we're going to get her. We're going to get her. It's never too late to start. I'll tell you that.
So for me, I'm sorry to interject. For me, because when you do watch it as a man, whether it be for entertainment, well, it would always be entertainment or sexual purposes or whatever. Like, you guys are like fit as shit. Like, so that's where does the fitness portion come in at though? Because I mean, obviously you have to have arm strength and core strength. Is that something that you develop from dancing, or is that something that you have outside of dancing and then you just incorporate it into the structure of dancing?
Sure. So it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
For me, my background was stripping.
Okay.
I was a teen mom. I was a single mom doing hair. And at 19 years old, I was actually trying to go on a trip with my friends.
Yeah.
And I needed a little bit of extra money. And so I took like this last $100 that I had and bought myself a little clear pair of pleaser dancer shoes.
Those are like the really high joints.
Yeah, well, I wear the really high ones now. These ones were little baby 6 inches.
Oh, okay. Little baby, 6 inches. Coming from a woman that's 5'2", walked in here at 7 foot tall. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, hey, I wear the 8 inches now. So.
Oh yeah, you a dog.
Thank you. But and I did an amateur night actually at Diamonds. It was in West Chicago. It's all tore down now. But
Okay.
Just hoping for the best. Didn't know what the hell I was doing on that stage, but I got up there and I won first place. So it was an extra $500 cash.
Oh yeah, you snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that gave me a little bit of a taste for that, you
Yeah.
know. And then I went on my vacation, came back home, and struggling to make ends meet as a single mom. And I said, I'm gonna go work at a club, and I did.
Let me go get this money.
Let me get this money.
Yeah.
And for a while, I worked at the salons as well as working at the club.
Double
but
bubble, get all that money.
It was, I was young. I was
Right.
young and naive and very green to the world still. And I fell into the lifestyle of it. So the day job quickly went away.
Because that night money was crazy.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. Up all night, the partying, the drinking. Yeah, it was a lot.
I could imagine.
But I fell in love. I've always been pretty outgoing. I've always loved to perform. And so, you know, I just fell in love, like dancing on the stage. And at that time, I really enjoyed the hustle of, you know, getting the dances for men. And I'm a very sexually forward person. I'm very sexually open. I'm very comfortable in my sexuality.
Okay.
So that was just an extra bonus for me. Like, hey, I get to display this. And
That's clean. That's clean. I mean, because you would almost think that there would be like a level of not mystique, like, oh my God, like you're kind of taken back. Like, I don't want people to touch me. You know what I'm saying? How do you get over that? Because I mean, we've all seen movies where they got a drink to do it. Some people do drugs, but I mean, you were just comfortable in yourself to just get out there and do it. Like, does that take a moment or a period of time to kind of deal with, or were you just comfortable right off?
Well, let's make this very clear. I was drinking and doing a lot of drugs when I was doing it, because no, I could not. Doing that sober, it wasn't the dancing on the stage itself. It was the lap dancing, and then dealing with the clients and the customers and all of the stuff that kind of goes into that.
Yeah.
And sex work is hard.
Right.
And being a stripper is absolutely a part of the sex worker industry.
Okay.
And it can be very soul sucking. So, I would say the majority of them, in order to deal with that and to kind of like let your guard down and get into the mood, you have a few drinks,
right.
And then that just keeps progressing.
So I've watched a couple movies myself, not like stripper movies, but where there was stripper content. You had somebody who was a dancer. Have you ever had to deal with like that stalker kind of super fan? Question one, have you ever dealt with it? And then like, how did you handle it, or like, what was the outcome of it?
No stalkers, no like super fans or anything like that. And even now, I did webcamming, in my mid-20s, and I do OnlyFans as well now.
Okay.
And they're actually really respectful. Actually, they're more respectful on OnlyFans and webcamming and most of the time in the strip clubs than they are on Facebook. I got to be honest.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's crazy.
But, you're going to get your drunk creeps in there, and that's part of the game, and you just have to learn how to, deal with them. And luckily, most decent clubs are going to have bouncers,
right.
And they will get rid of the problem,
right.
So I did have one time, though. This is a crazy story.
Here go that crazy story.
Yeah, here's this crazy story. So this customer was leaning too far over the stage, and at this club there was like a little barrier, and he was drunk and not paying attention, and I went to go do a really fast spin, and I swung my leg out, and my heel clocked him right there.
Damn.
And I heard that, and I look over, and he was just bleeding.
Blood everywhere.
Everywhere. He had to get stitches. He had to tell his wife he got in a bar fight because he wasn't supposed to be there, but that's what you get,
The like, dangers of going to the strip club.
It can be dangerous, but if you're respectful and understand that these women are there to support themselves, a lot of them are trying to work their way through college.
Yeah.
They're still humans, and they work harder than a majority of the people out there, honestly. Yeah,
no, that's super wild, man. Just speaking about working hard, like how do you maintain your job position? Like when you're dealing with other stuff though, like, because like you said, some people are, paying through college. Some are single mothers. Like, can you still perform at your best when you got everything else going wrong? But this is my job. This is what I'm here to do. This is what my livelihood is, how I make my money. But then you just broke up with your boyfriend, or, whatever, the car was on flat today, or, you know what I'm saying? That, if we can be honest, that time of the month thing, how do you still perform through all of the adversity that comes in your life in and out on a day and day?
Good question. We have our ways. I would say a lot of that stuff you can use to your advantage. I mean, and I shouldn't be giving out all the secrets, but, my car was, I had a flat tire, and like, I have this bill coming up, and you just are, we're all there for a reason.
Yeah.
These customers that are coming in are coming there for a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just to have a good time with the boys, whatever. Couples like to come in. But a lot of these regulars, especially, are lonely. Or they're looking for that girlfriend experience, and you kind of boo-hoo your way into it, and poor me, and they're gonna open up their wallet for you.
Man, that is crazy. Yeah. Can I ask a real personal question?
Sure.
What's the most money somebody ever paid you to dance for them, or just like over tipped you crazy Maybe like they won a lottery or something, you didn't even know it, and they just hit you with like 10 bands. Like, ah, here, man, take that. What's like the craziest amount you've ever seen?
$5K.
Damn. Hey, so after the show, my wife will be learning how to pole dance from Miss Nicole. Baby, get ready to get in there. I know you at your family reunion. You ain't seeing this, but get ready to get in there. I need that 5,000.
It's not always like that, though.
Yeah, no, I
Let
could
me
imagine.
interrupt you because I just want to make it very clear, especially if there's young women out there maybe watching this or thinking about getting into the industry. There were nights where I would leave negative because
Damn, that's wild.
yeah, we have to pay the house fees. We tip out the DJs, the bouncers, house mom, if there's a house mom on staff. So you can actually end up in the negative.
What is a house mom?
So a house mom, which if there's any clubs looking, I would love to have a job. They are in the locker room. They're there to help the girls. You know, hey, you need some gum, you need perfume, deodorant, tampon, snacks.
Okay.
Have some snacks, honey. You're tired.
Gotta be full, man, or gotta have something on your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's wild. I never heard of that. Hey, so if any clubs are out there looking for house moms, you know, we have the lovely, talented Miss Nicole here. So just with you knowing the basic history behind pole dancing, how did you figure to incorporate fitness into it?
So for me and my personal journey here, again, because it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, I had always loved the pole. Just pole dancing took over in my brain and my heart. But when I stopped working consistently at the clubs, I had my second child, I got married, and then every once in a while I would go back to the club if I felt I needed to or wanted to, on and off throughout my 20s. But I ended up having baby 3 and 4. And
Congratulations. She trying to catch DA. Hey, man, come on to the other side. Have a couple more. You got a little catching up to do.
But I still would have a pole at home.
Okay.
And so it helped me through if I was having a rough day. Hey, let me go take a spin around this bad boy. Just get out this energy. But during those times, I still had struggled very badly with alcoholism and a coke habit. And so in the end of May of 2018, I decided finally I was done. I got sober.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
That was like the best decision I had ever made for myself, my kids, my family. And so I got sober, and I was, doing the sober thing, working out, going to the gym all the time. But I was still, like, missing something in my life.
You needed that pole.
I needed
Pause.
that pole.
Or I guess not, because you're a woman. But, yeah, you needed the pole.
Yeah. And so I just was like, you know what? I had heard about people doing this, like, in studios and things like that. Because I'm like, I'm sober. Like, I don't think I could go back into the clubs. My husband would never want me working in that, atmosphere, especially us both being sober together. So I looked up pole fitness classes near me, and Tease Dance and Fitness popped up. That was in 2019. And so I went and I signed up, and I've been there ever since.
Man, that is super wild. Hey, man, look, check this out, man. If y'all have any questions for Miss Nicole, Miss Neace, feel free to ask, man. She's here for it all. I still have more questions. So, you know what I'm saying? I come first. So how does that work, being in a relationship, having a husband? Like, does jealousy play a part at all in that? I mean, because I know a lot of men are secure in who they are and secure in who their woman is and secure in love. But, I mean, like, let's be honest, like, dudes are a little bit shallow at times. I mean, you're a very beautiful woman. You sit on my couch. I complimented you when you walked through the door. So to her husband, please don't hit me. Don't hit me. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just being a man. How does that work within the relationship? And then answer that first. How does that work in the relationship, you being at a club dancing?
Well, I think for us, it was when we met, I was dancing.
Okay. So he met you at...
No.
Okay.
He had actually fun. He's 9 years older than me. And at the time that I had met him, he had never been into a strip club. He was 29.
Man. He don't know what he was missing.
Yeah, right? No, he didn't know what he was missing. But he was DJing at, at Bar Louie in Bolingbrook.
Okay.
And doing that nightlife thing, and we met through a mutual friend. And so I think for him it was just like, this is what she does,
Yeah.
like, I'm coming into her life, I'm not gonna take that away. Plus, the money in the cocaine was kind of nice, so sorry.
Money was real good. Coke was flowing.
Yes, it was. So we were having a great time. But we've been married for 14 years now. He's cool with the webcamming. He's cool with the OnlyFans. He supports me in anything I want to do. And if he's jealous, he doesn't show it.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure why. I mean, I'm sure
Shout out to the husband for locking away his feelings. Man, that's a good dude, man. I like him, man. Tell him he can come sit on the couch anytime.
Yes. No, I think he knows where he stands. And I don't ever put him in a compromising situation where he feels like he needs to feel some type of way.
Yeah.
So it takes communication. It takes two people just understanding that this is a job.
Yeah.
Even though it's enjoyable, it still is what we're doing for a living. And
100%.
Right. I mean, and he's reaping some benefits.
I mean, he's still reaping the benefits. Hey, she's in great shape. Again, husband, forgive me. Hey, man, I'm not on that with your wife. But when she walked in, I was like, oh, shit. Okay, Mallory, I see you.
Yeah.
So 2000, you said you stepped into the class in 2018. 2019 comes. The end of 2019, COVID, everybody's getting sick. OnlyFans takes off. Like, everybody is on OnlyFans. With such a bad negative connotation that comes with OnlyFans, did that interrupt anything between you and your husband at the time? Or was it just like, hey, go get this money, baby, because you know what I'm saying, it's good?
Yeah. So actually, I have only recently started OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started at Tease Dance and Fitness at the end of 2019, and then COVID hit.
Okay.
So we, the studio shut down and everything, all that. And yes, OnlyFans took off. And for me, it was just, I had already done the webcamming thing. I figured, all my sex work was in my past. Nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't for me at the time. And then more recently, I'm like, you know what? I still have some of my old fans and people that used to follow me when I was doing the webcamming.
Yeah.
So why am I not making money where I can?
100%.
And to me, it's just a part of who I am and what I do. And, that's obviously a separate from my day-to-day life in terms of the family and all of that. But again, I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. My husband's very comfortable with having a wife who is very comfortable in her sexuality. So,
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, and I'll only ask what I know to ask. Again, with the negative connotation of OnlyFans, that doesn't at all for him. Because again, you're very beautiful, but I would imagine me and my wife walking in the grocery store and then some dude approaching and say, "Hey, Pint, what's going on, girl? You was shaking your ass real good last week, girl. How you doing?" And then I would imagine I would feel some type of way about it. But I get it. It's a way of making money. It's feeding the family. It's taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. Again, I shout out to him, man, for being a stand-up guy. I don't know your husband, never met the guy, but tell him I said, man, he cool with me, man, and thanks for, letting you come through. Do you ever run into any of your fans while you're in public? Has it ever happened?
It's happened. Actually, the day we got married.
Oh, damn. That was the worst time for it to happen.
Yeah. So the day we got married, we had actually decided, you know what? We're not going to do the big wedding. We're going to buy a house. It was 2008.
Okay.
So it was perfect time to buy a house. First time home buyers,
telling?
man. That's where it was at. And so we just did the courthouse thing, and we went out to breakfast at the Tasty Waffle in Romeoville.
Fire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fire.
And I think it was even the Crispy Waffle back then. But anyways, so some guy was sitting at a table alone, and he's like, "Krista," which was my old stage name. And he's like, "Krista, Krista, Krista." And I was like, what is wrong with you? It should just, and if y'all don't know this by now, if you ever see a sex worker that out in public, do not approach them. This is discretion. Okay,
yeah.
You keep this behind closed doors, keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
rude,
100%.
especially if they're with their families.
Yeah.
And for all this guy knew, what if my husband would have been really angry?
Man. What if your husband would have just got up and pounded on him real
Right.
quick?
You just don't
hit him
know.
with a 2-piece spicy. Oh, you want to talk to my motherfucking wife while we out having breakfast, huh?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen, I'm not a sex worker. If y'all see me out, make me feel like I'm a big deal. You know what I'm saying? You know, Miss Nicole, Miss Neace, she don't want y'all coming up when she's having her family time.
Yeah, no.
Ask for my autograph because I'm a big deal. I feel like I am, at least. I'm really not a big deal. If you see me out, please don't say anything to me because I don't have any money. I'm not giving you anything. So outside of everything else, when you say I'm an instructor, do you take more pride in being an instructor now and teaching people, or do you still like love the dancing aspect of it and you kind of might want to kind of jump back on the pole and go get some money?
I love this question, actually. I don't value one more so than the other.
Okay.
I'm very, again, one of my goals is to like bridge this gap between the pole fitness community and strippers.
Yeah.
Because of my background, I feel very strongly about that. But what teaching gives me, so I started teaching a little over a year ago at the studio that I train at. And for me, when I joined Tees as a student, not only did it give me the fitness and the body and the strength that like weight training wasn't giving me, it gave me an authentic confidence that I had never had when I was stripping. But it also gave me this really awesome, badass, tight-knit community of women.
That is clean. I like it.
Badass bitches.
I like it.
Amazing.
I like it. That's clean.
And I feel so blessed that I was able to overcome my demons and get sober and have this opportunity. So for me to instruct, it's really my way of giving back that gift that I was given.
Yeah.
So it's a major blessing for me to be able to do this. And I take a lot of pride in being an instructor.
Okay. That's clean. I like it. So when you let's backtrack here, and I don't want to bring up any old demons, but I mean you spoke to it. Do you think like the job is what caused the alcoholism and like you dealing with coke, or was it just like, nope, I'm young, I just want to do some shit, and this helps because I got a lot of fucking money and I can do whatever I want to do?
Right. So obviously the job didn't help. I mean, just being in that industry, it's all around you, and I mean it wasn't just cocaine. There was all these sorts of drugs, right? It was just that I preferred alcohol and coke. Knowing myself and how I was at that age, I probably would have gotten into it anyways. I mean, I feel like I was bound to be an alcoholic. It runs in my family.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
no.
like, it's just there. I always loved drinking, partying. Like, I mean, my nickname at the clubs was Party Girl. So it is what it is. But, it definitely, I think, made it far worse and accelerated that path for me.
Yeah, no, that's wild. Yeah, man, you just I don't know, I got a frog in my throat real quick, man, because you said I always knew I was going to like, damn, well, shit, I need to stop drinking there because, boy, shit be getting crazy. Podcasting is stressful. Not really. So as an instructor, giving back to these girls, when you see them kind of picking up the habits that you saw yourself kind of trending toward when you were younger, are you like doing more of a mentor thing? Like, hey, listen, maybe you should do a little bit less of that. And then when you do add that advice or give them that advice, how is the feedback? Do they accept it? Can you speak from like that personal standpoint and say, hey, listen, I went through this. I'm over that. I'm not telling you that you can't get over it, but hey, you might not be as lucky as I was during my time. Do they take that well, or is that something like you just kind of try to stay away from because people don't want to take advice?
It's so my students, a majority of them actually come into the studio with, they all come to the studio with different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I have had a couple of students who are currently dancing in the clubs. And I have had a student that I was concerned about just, opening up to me a little bit about it. She's very young, very, again, green and naive to a lot of these ways. And so I just speak from my heart when I'm speaking to these women and these girls, and if there's anyone that ever wants to ask me any questions about it, I'm very much an open book.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm saying, hey, you should and should not do this. It's just more of like, hey, this is my story.
Yeah.
And it's also a story that I think is fairly common with girls who start dancing very, very young.
Yeah.
So just keep your eyes open, you know, just be aware of like what you're doing, be intentional. If you're going to have a drink, have a fucking drink. I don't care. If you want to drink, you want to snort a couple lines, that's you.
Yeah.
But just be intentional about it and don't let it take you over, you know?
Do it in moderation, so to speak.
Right.
Hey, you know what, Mallory? I knew we was cool. Your daughter just chimed in. She says, that's my mom.
Oh, hi, baby. I love you.
My oldest daughter name is Aubrey as well, but
Is
it's
it really?
Brey, not Brie.
What?
That's crazy. So, hey, we locked in, man. Like, we guys now.
Yes.
So, let me ask you, you spoke about young girls, and I mean, we talked a little bit off camera, so I know your daughter, her mind's thought is in another direction, but if Aubrey came home one day and said, hey, Mom, I'm thinking about jumping on the pole. What's up? Train me. How would you feel about that?
I mean, with all of my kids, not just my daughter, I mean, whatever you choose to do, as long as it's not hurting you and it's not illegal, just do the best that you can do. Be the best that you can be at whatever you choose to do.
That's what's up, man.
So,
That's
and
crazy.
she's, you know, she... Aw,
Hey, she
thanks,
love you
baby.
too. Or she
I
talked
love
about you for like
baby.
20 minutes, man,
Yeah.
like nonstop.
That's my girl. She's been with me through everything. So it's funny too, because when I was working at Crazy Rock in Romeoville, which
Man,
is also
Crazy
a tour
Rock
now.
was some crazy times, boy.
Her father and I would like do drop-offs, you know, there, or we would be passing it, and she would be like, "There's the library." So she used to tell everybody that her mom worked at the library.
Hey, y'all wild as hell for that. And now she older, she know what's really
And
going
now
on.
she knows, yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I don't have, and like I said, like, I love strippers, you know? I mean, do what you want to do what you need to do. There's a lot of opportunity, too, especially in, like, I think a lot of the bigger name clubs. You get some famous people coming in there, whatever. It can be a really exciting experience.
100%.
To look back on in your life.
That's
you just
what's up.
got to be smart about it, you know?
So earlier we was talking. He was like, "Man, I don't want to give away any of the secrets." But one of the things that I just always wondered about when y'all are up on the pole and doing your thing and just being as artistic as you can be, how the hell do y'all keep just spinning around like that, bro? Without it don't even look like y'all be doing much, but y'all just be spinning. Like, what does that take? And is that like years of experience to learn how to do this type of stuff? Climbing all the way to the top of a pole and wrapping your leg, like, man, I'm thinking, oh, she finna bust her shit. Yeah. Oh, no. And then y'all just stay up there spinning. Again, is that, I know it's strength, core strength in that, but, like, does that take time to learn how to do, or is that just like it comes natural?
For some people, it does come natural, and I'm always like, oh, man, you know. But a lot of it does take a lot of work and consistency and practice. But there's two types of poles or two modes on the poles. So you have a static pole.
See, I'm learning shit now.
Yeah, you're learning. Or a spin pole.
Okay.
So that's where the pole itself is spinning.
Yeah.
So when it looks like the girls are going around real fast,
that's the pole.
Oh,
get the hell out of here. Y'all been cheating me. I want all my money back.
Man.
Oh, wait a minute. I ain't never been to a strip club. No.
And you can't say we're cheating because it still takes strength. I mean, you still have to know how to activate your muscles and hold on. You have to have great grip strength. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily make it easier, and you get dizzy as fuck.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought that was y'all doing it, man. This whole time, man. I'm like, they some fucking magicians. How? I'm sitting here like in awe, like, oh my God, she just spinning around. She going crazy. The pole is doing it for, man, that's wild.
Not always. Sometimes, you know, even on the static pole, you can get that rotation if you know how to grip and twist your wrists a certain way. And, you know, that's what's really great about being in a studio and being professionally trained.
Yeah.
Especially at our studio, we really pride ourselves on being more of like a school. Mm-hmm. So we run off of like 8-week sessions. So you take one class a week for 8 weeks.
How do you charge for something like that?
So it's $270 for 1 8-week session.
Oh, that ain't bad at all. I
No,
could
it's
pay
not
for
bad.
that.
And we do offer payment plans. So instead of paying one chunk up front, you can
Yeah.
just pay it down in weekly payments.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So you come in as a level 1, and this is really, honestly, it's really great for people who have no dance or fitness background, or for people who do have backgrounds in those things.
Yeah, my wife can't dance, so she gonna be level 1 when she come to you.
Yes, well,
Yeah,
everyone's
she
going to
can't
come
dance.
in as
I
a
can't
level
dance either,
1.
but I ain't gonna get on no pole. Like my guys ain't finna be. Hey, G, I saw your ass up on that pole. Goddamn it, you need to come up off there. Yeah, I ain't gonna do none of that. Pause. But yeah, no, man, that is super wild. Like I'm still stuck on the spinning part. I just thought y'all were just like magicians. So does it come with like a lot of bruising in that too? I mean, you would imagine.
Oh, yeah, we call them pole kisses. Yes, and they will be in some weird spots, and you're like, "What? Oh, yeah, I was
When I
doing
slid
the
down and got
thing."
caught, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fellas, don't let them trick you. It wasn't a pole kiss. She was cheating. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Girl, how the hell you get a damn bruise on the back of your elbow? I don't know. I hit it. Yeah. Oh, no, I was on the pole dancing. No.
Booty cheeks. I mean, they just pop up. It just happens. So,
Like, bro, because y'all be doing some crazy, like, magician shit up there. You know what I'm saying? You get to the top of the pole, you do a couple rolls, flips, and then you catch yourself. I be like, God damn, that's got to be some talent.
yeah.
Your core strength is got to be up like crazy. And then you spoke to, like, when you go to the gym, like dancing on a pole, you work, you work parts of your body that you just can't work in the gym. Like, I ain't even gonna run up on you because you little as hell. You probably beat the fuck out of me. I'm like all old and out of shape, man. She's just a little strong little thing. She walked through the door. I'm like, damn, her calves is big.
Yeah.
I don't want to go hoop with her. You ain't finna go dunk on me, goddamn it. You're a little bit too small to be. So, man, it's crazy. I'm being stupid. Don't mind me at all.
No, I love it. Keep coming.
But it's just like when you are instructing or you are on the pole or you doing your thing, is that just like your time to release? Because I remember earlier we were talking, he was like, man, sometimes I just want to get something off. Like, do you come up with new shit, like new tricks, like new things to introduce new things? Or like, do you like doing the pioneering thing, or do you just like do your typical routine and then that's just it?
Yeah, so really week to week, like the classes are a little bit different in how I structure them. So at home, I work off of a syllabus, and then so this week 1, level 1, we're learning like this, and this. And then for my level 1s, I like to put the moves that they're learning that week into a little movement sequence to teach them how to utilize these tricks and spins into a dancing format.
Yeah.
And I'm also really big in the theory of releasing our energy through our movement and our emotions through our movement. So how I usually all my classes start with a moving meditation.
Okay.
So I throw on a song. Sometimes I'll throw a challenge at them, like use your non-dominant hand for everything. Sometimes it's just a free flow and just, start to connect your mind to your body, to the music, to your movements, and release any negative energies that you're carrying into the studio room, because we don't need this right now. Right now, this focus is on you.
Yeah.
And so I really try to create like a safe space, and we all do at our particular studio, and I would assume that most studios are like that.
Yeah, 100%.
This is a really safe space for women to come in and to explore themselves, and not just their sexuality, but dancing, movement, fitness, overcoming challenges and things that they may be scared of, overcoming not living in fear, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
huge.
You spoke to that earlier.
Yeah. I'm still fearful of a lot of things, but I try to just face them, and that's what I want to give back to my students as well. So, each class is different, and then each level, they progress from level 1 through level 7. After level 7, it's an ongoing practice.
Okay.
So the tricks become harder and, things like that. But really, it's women of all different ages, sizes, backgrounds that are coming to us.
Yeah.
Just looking for something. And I would say 10 out of 10 times they find what they're looking for.
So when you say they're looking for something, do you have people that come in who just kind of want to jump into the industry right after, or are they just coming so they can have some night stuff to add to the sexual portion of the bedroom time with their mans?
Yeah, I would say for me, for my students, a majority of my students are coming in looking for something fitness that they will stick to, right?
Yeah.
Because going to the gym is daunting and boring. Also to find their confidence.
Okay.
As women, we wear so many different hats every single day. And I'm sure it's the same for men, but I'm not a man, so I can't speak on that.
I love that you just said that. I'm not a man, so I can't speak on it.
Yes, I can't.
We don't wear too many different hats. I just wear this one. No,
just that one. But figuratively, we wear so many different hats, and there's so many different expectations that are placed upon us from society, but also placed upon us by ourselves.
Yeah.
And we get lost. We lose ourselves, especially as once you become a mom.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of moms that come in, and like, I had a baby, I don't know who I am anymore. And so they're looking to find that.
Yeah.
They're looking to find themselves. Some of these women that are coming in are young and they don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
And some of them are coming in maybe wanting to get into the industry.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Some are already in the industry and they want to learn
better.
more tricks or, how to up their stage presence.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. And just speaking to that, ones that are in the industry, like, do you ever have those ones that come in and like you teaching them stuff and then they like challenging you, so like you learn something new, or just through the adversities of like, man, I forgot that I could do that, or like, do you get up for it, like when you have women come in that are already in the industry, and then like y'all battling back and forth, I guess you would call it?
No, the ones that I've had in the industry as students, they have been like very eager to learn.
Okay.
Like, I want to learn more. I want to progress. I had one student who was like, I know I'm not going to be in this industry forever. I want to have an end plan. And she's like, but I love pole.
That's what's up.
So this would be my next step, would be to like really get into this pole world and maybe become an instructor or compete. I mean, there's so many different things you
Wait a
can
minute.
do.
Compete?
Oh,
like
yeah.
competitions?
Oh,
like
yeah.
this is a real thing?
Yes. Yeah.
And you like win money and like awards and shit?
Depending on the competition, yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So I actually just competed at the end of May. It was my first in-person competition.
Okay.
I got second place.
Go crazy then. I see you.
Not bad for my first time. So this particular competition is run by Pole Sport Organization,
Okay.
PSO. And they have...
Shout out to PSO.
Shout out to PSO. They're amazing. I love that they give this platform to this community because in this competition, there are so many different categories
Straight.
that you could compete in.
Okay.
And this is the thing, is yes, pole dancing in and of itself is inherently sensual, sexy, whatever you want to call it, right? It's very erotic, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
And a lot of women, this is where the divide comes in, right?
Right.
Because now you got these pole fitness people who are like, I don't want to be like a stripper. I don't want to be sexy. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, don't dog the strippers.
Right.
But you don't have to be sexy either. You can be silly with it.
Yeah.
So there's different categories. There's dramatic. There's artistic. There's entertainment. And then, yes, you have the heels category, formerly known as exotic, which we can get into why the name change. But even beyond that, there's some competitions where it's even like it's shadow band category where it's very like sexual,
risque.
So, but there's rules
I like that. I like that
regulations
section.
and
Let's go to that
parameters
section
that you got to follow, and
yeah.
It just gives you an opportunity to get on a stage and
Right.
to perform, create a piece that you want to share with people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's crazy. So why did they change the name from erotic to the heels?
So it used to be called exotic, and exotic, exotic dancers. So that word exotic goes hand in hand with the stripping industry.
The negative connotation.
But it is a very negative connotation. And that goes back to the history that we spoke about earlier with the like Egyptian dancers or women of color were enslaved and then brought over to dance, belly dance, sensually, whatever, for their slave owners, for men, for shows, and they're deemed exotic. So using that term in our society today,
it's kind of like
it's bringing back that negative,
that disrespectful
past to our women of color.
Yeah.
And I would say, you know, and I had a discussion. I texted Lindsay. She's our studio manager.
Okay.
She's absolutely phenomenal. I very much value her thoughts and opinions on these ideas. And, you know, she said, for sex workers, if they want to call themselves exotic, absolutely, whatever.
Yeah.
But for the day-to-day person,
just be politically correct.
Just be politically correct.
That's what's
Say
up.
erratic.
That's what's up.
So they changed the category from exotic to heels.
So how big is this competition? Like, is it, I mean, you say you came in second place. Was it 100 girls? Was it 50 girls?
Yeah. So at this particular competition, I don't know how many performers there were throughout all of the categories.
Oh, okay.
But so it's broken down by categories. It's broken down by levels. It's broken down by age group.
Oh, yeah. So you came in second place. You top shelf. Okay, I see what's going on here.
So in my age group, in my category, there were 8 of us.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's a big deal.
I'll take it.
So when these competitions, are they held like all throughout the year, or is it just specific times of the year?
Yeah, so they're held all over. PSO, I mean, they're all over the world.
Yeah.
So they have shows and competitions in Canada, you know, over in Europe and everything, all across the U.S. They host these competitions.
See, I was getting ready to pump you up to just get into all the competitions, but I forgot you got little babies. You can't just be traveling all over the country, all over the world.
Not yet, but that's the plan eventually. That's where I'm headed.
Okay,
so,
that's what's up.
My big dreams is to go pro.
Yeah.
So one way to do that would be to compete. You win. You keep competing. After you compete in the amateur levels, so that would be for PSO, it's levels 1 through 4.
Okay.
Then you start competing in the professional levels. You win those, you can get a pro status title.
Oh yeah, no, you on your way.
Yes, I am. Absolutely,
you walking around in some 8-inch heels. Hey, you already a pro in my eyes, and I didn't even know that the heels went that damn high. You know,
they go higher.
Yeah, you often hear, you know, the 6-inch stiletto. I thought that was like top shelf. You fucking around in some damn 8-inch heels. Mm-hmm. You're not that tall. Are they hard to move in? Are they hard to dance in? Are they hard to perform at your best?
No. I would prefer to wear my 8-inch shoes over like regular heels. It's because of the ratio, the slope of the heel to the platform.
Yeah.
It's actually not as steep. They're a little bit heavy because it is a blocky platform,
you
know, on the shoe. But no, I love them. I mean,
and
there is
wild.
Nothing like putting on a beautiful pair of 8-inch heels and feeling like you can just conquer the world.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So what started off as you being single mom, needing some extra money to go on vacation, came back from vacation, jumped in the competition, won the competition, got some extra money. You've turned it into a lifestyle, a career, and now you're teaching and educating. You've added fitness into it. Met an amazing man, had an additional few children to your lifestyle. Outside of going pro, what's next?
What's next? I mean, right now I'm just trying to build like my online presence.
Okay.
Maybe someday I will do classes online to be able to provide, online instruction.
Yeah.
So it's not just in studio. And I actually did audition for the Snoop Dogg concert. Didn't make it. But, that's...
Snoop was just here. He was. That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep auditioning. I mean, I will be on the stage with Snoop Dogg one day.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man.
So right now, just doing my thing. Like I said, building this online presence with my pole stuff. continuing my teaching and my personal training. I still take class as a student.
Straight up? Man, I'm giving you pro status and you just all humble and shit. Like I'm still learning. What do you feel like you still have left to learn?
Everything.
Damn. Here I am thinking I'm the coldest damn podcast host in America. You know what I'm saying? And you got somebody who been doing it for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Oh, man. I got to humble myself. I got to get my life together.
Hey, you can be hungry, but be humble, you know?
That's what's up. Hey, I like that. I'm going to put that on the shirt.
Do it.
Be hungry, but humble. Mm-hmm. So what do you think is your biggest motivation nowadays? Outside of the love, because I guess outside of love, something has to pump you up for it. Is it the adrenaline rush still? We was talking about it before we went on. I was like, man, before I push the go button, I'd be nervous every time.
Yeah.
I have no idea why I'd be nervous before I push the go button. And then eventually, after we've been sitting here for a while, I calm down. My temperature regulates. What gets you up? What gets you going for it now still?
Obviously my passion for it is what keeps me going, but it's a challenge, and I like challenges. I want to be challenged. I like being able to say, wow, I just fucking did that. Like, holy shit. But also, my students.
Yeah.
I just want to continue to better my personal practice so that I can help them and any incoming students. This is a gift that I was given, and I love being able to give it back to others. So, my kids, my family, like, I want them, especially my older two, they've seen me go through some really rough times. And so for them to see, like, wow, mom is living authentically in her truth. She's not scared to share her story. Yeah. She's not afraid of, people being like, oh, you're a stripper, or you were, or you're a sex worker, or you're this, or you're that. People are going to be very judgmental no matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
So I might as well do something I enjoy doing. Yeah. And it is the thrill of it. Right before I get on stage, it's like, whoa. You get it. You understand, and then you just take that deep breath and the music hits and you just leave it out there on the floor.
Man, it's so wild because, like, I keep hearing you say, like, the term sex worker. And these are terms, some of the shit you've been saying, like, I've never even, a mother, what did you call her? What type of mother at the strip club is she?
Oh, a house mom.
A house mom, like a sex worker. I would have never even put, like, the two together. Mm-hmm. Where did the term come from, sex worker? Like, because why is it? I don't know that I'm confused by it. I don't know that I'm not confused by it. Why are you guys called sex workers?
I'm not exactly sure where the term sex worker, like, originated.
Because it's just entertainment. Like,
it is entertainment, but it's in a sexual manner.
Okay,
so,
I get that, but it's just like,
which is, and that's funny that you say that, because I had someone message me on my OnlyFans, and, just in discussion, I used the term sex worker because it's the easiest way to state what I'm doing. Yeah. And, as far as, like, OnlyFans is concerned, or, like, my stripping in the past and things like that, but he was like, he's like, no offense, but, like, that doesn't seem to fit with, like, who you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm listening. I'm just like, it don't coincide with me.
Right, but why? Because when you say sex worker, you're thinking of, like, a prostitute on
the
corner?
It just sounds a little bit outside of who I'm talking to, who I was talking to off camera.
Right.
And obviously, I'm pretty sure everybody else does whatever they're going to do, when they're going to do it, whatever the case may be, but it just doesn't seem like something that goes along with what you're saying. But you say it so effortlessly, and I'm just like, am I doing this wrong? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I think that, and this is just how I personally feel, but if we are, shy about the terms like sex worker, then that just makes that industry more dangerous for the women who are working in it. Why is it so negative? I mean, I'm working in a sexual manner.
That makes sense.
Sex worker. Like,
it makes sense. I'm just slow.
It is what it is. But, like, yeah. And I get it. I get it that, the term sex worker is going to, in a lot of people's minds, it's going to bring up this vision of just, like.
Or just turn the light on. It definitely it shines a brighter light on the position. But I don't know. Now I'm like, I feel like it's my solemn duty to come up with another name for which. Because I don't want nobody to, look at you and say, hey, Mallory is a stripper. She taking all the goddamn clothes off for money. I mean, yeah, no, that's not what's happening here. I'm dancing, and there is an artistry to it. Just the same way as, people will jump down my back and say, "Oh, you're wrong," but it's the same way with ballet. There's beauty in it. There's beauty in pole dancing. There's, just the talent itself. Anybody just can't get on the pole and do this shit.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely takes a skill. So that's why I'm like, just in my mind, like, I don't like it. We got to come up with something new.
Well, and that's not to say some women in the industry, whether it's stripping or it's, webcamming or escorting or whatever it may be, they may not want to consider themselves a sex worker. And I respect that.
Right.
Whatever you want to call yourself. I just say, I use the term because it's easier for me to just say it that way.
That's what's up.
And I've known dancers that don't want to be called strippers.
Right.
Because people, society, they hear that term, they automatically discount you. Right?
100%.
They don't value your thoughts and opinions or you as a human being. Oh, you're just a stripper or you're just a sex worker. So let's take away that stigma.
100%. I like it. It's super clean. Super clean. I just, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not who I'm talking to. It's not who I'm talking to. Like, that's not who I've been talking to off camera for the last hour. I don't know, man. You just don't. It doesn't fit for me. Even though you want to take away the negative connotation, you know how the world is, man. People are dangerous in their thoughts. Just like you said, somebody said, "Oh, well, you're just a stripper." Motherfucker, I make more money than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
and I probably have higher morals. You know what? It's just, and you just don't know. I mean, some of these dancers in the dancing industry, and I'm not talking pole fitness here, I'm talking the stripping industry, are so extremely intelligent.
Like, without question.
In so many ways. But call them a stripper and then nobody wants to believe that they're smart.
Yeah.
So.
Like, but how do you, even like when somebody comes with you with some negative shit, like do you just, oh, I'm bigger than that and just ignore it, you know what I mean, and just leave it where it is? Or like, do you like climb down off your pole figuratively and give it to them?
So I guess it depends. Honestly, I've been very lucky so far because that was when I first started putting my videos on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. There was a fear there of people are going to be like, oh, she's a mom and look at what she's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like neighbors that are on my Facebook page and I'm very open with all my links, to all my things and what I do. And, women can be very, very hateful, whether it's jealousy or whatever. It's something that they're lacking inside themselves.
Insecurities,
yes. And so that was a fear of like, how am I going to react or handle this when somebody comes at me sideways about this? And so far I've been very lucky to not have encountered that at all with women. Yeah. Knock on wood, because someone's about to come at me, I'm sure. But as far as like the men, it's really just like, okay. And then, just block them. Like, you're not worth my energy, my effort. Right. Now, several years ago, I probably would have,
popped off and went crazy.
Oh, yeah. But I don't want to be that person, like.
100%. I like it. It's clean. Hey, listen, man, I'm super grateful for you for taking the time, man, to come sit down and talk to me, chat it up with me. Again, I apologize for what happened a few weeks ago, but we're past it. Yes. Definitely had a great sit down. Please tell everyone where they can find you on all of your platforms.
Yes. So, Facebook, find me under Mallory Neace. Give me a follow. From there, you can find me on Instagram. I don't know if you want to like type it out, but it's Mallory Polarina. _19. And then on TikTok, it is Mallory Nicole 19.
Okay.
And my OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Mallory Neace. But it's NIXXX.
XXX. Uh-oh. She getting it popping.
That's the spicy.
She getting it popping. Hey, man, listen. Go give my friend a follow. We were talking off camera, man, before we came on, and I was telling her, I was just looking, and her stuff came up on my page because my wife and we were just talking about, the fitness of pole dancing or whatever, just getting into it or something like that. And then, like, just from what we were looking at, her stuff popped up, man, and she was from the town, man. Listen, we love to put on for people anywhere close to home. So if you in the area, man, and you want to check her out, you want to join her class, can you give them that information too on how they can join your class?
Absolutely. So if you would like to check out a class, so at the studio, right now I'm not taking on any new incoming level
full
ones,
classes. That's what I'm talking
classes. But I do offer private lessons.
Oh, there we go.
For women only. In case there is any men interested, there is an interest out there for some men. But so private lessons I do at the studio, even parties. That's kind of becoming a trend now. So bachelorette parties, birthday parties, bring your girls, have a good time, learn a routine.
Big time.
Make some great memories. It's just a blast. But go to teesdanceandfitness.com. From there, you would make an account, and then you can look through all of our class listings, all of our options.
That's what's up.
We're also not just a pole studio. So we do offer other aerial arts. So like fabrics, which is like the sling, or the silks, lyra, which is the loop that you may see some women like dancing on, making shapes. They do offer like kids aerial classes. So
that's what's up.
Lots of fun things. Burlesque classes, belly dancing classes. We have a lot going on.
Y'all got a lot going on at Tees. That's what's up, man.
Yep.
Hey, ladies, you heard it here first, man.
Yep.
If you haven't got in touch with Miss Nicole, please do. Hit her on all her platforms. Fellas, I don't know if she's available for parties and stuff like that. Reach out to her.
Parties.
You know what I'm saying, on her private platform. Y'all ain't finna have her husband come beat my ass. You know where my studio at. So we not even finna get into all of that. But I definitely appreciate you for coming on. I thank you for your candid manner. And I really appreciate your open and honest dialect, man. That's clean. I really like it. Hey, man, this is I Just Want to Talk. It's your boy DA for Miss Mallory Nicole, Miss Mallory Neace, Triple X. Stop playing with her. So I just want to talk, man. Y'all be cool, man. We gone.